Dreams don't come true. Dreams are made true. You create your reality. Dreams don't come true. Dreams are made true by you. When those dreams are made true from fear, doubt, arrogance, this is what you get. You don't get the joy of your dream. You get the fear, the doubt, the arrogance of your dream. That's what you get. Because that's what you're creating. That is the dream that you are creating. In order for it to be the other way, what you're visualizing and what you see must be pure and real. It must be real. It can't be pretend. It cannot be from your mind. The mind, and I have defined it and I will define that again, as your linear thought process. We think because we were smart in school or smart in business that we are smart. We're not so smart. Because those are the things that you can figure out in terms of the illusion of the world. These are not, those skills do not translate into spirit and into the creation of the world. They contribute, because if you create from that level of things, you're creating an illusion. And it's bound to crumble. That illusion is going to crumble because it is not built upon truth. Truth is that which lasts forever. So, dreams do not come true. Dreams are made true by the substance that you use to build them. See, you must really understand what it means to be compassionate. You must really understand what it means to be loving and kind. You must really understand what it means to be intelligent, not smart. It's not enough to be smart. In you, in God, being, love, and intelligence are the fabric of the being of God. To defy those things is to live against the law. So when you are creating, you're creating against the law. It can't stand. Now, let's go back. We like to read because we are high Western achievers. We read. Well, I was a kid. When I was playing baseball, I'd be in the outfield reading the book until the pitch came. I read everything, anything, cereal boxes. If it had writing on it, I read it. I learned that was a part of my problem. I had it in my brain, but not in my being. We read the Bible, we read the Quran, the Gita, we read, searching for information, searching for information. It's not the information. It is the real. I've said to you over and over again, you must read the living book. You are the living book. You see, truth is everywhere. The problem is we don't see the truth because we're looking through our own opinions. And our own opinions are often clouded by insecurity, doubt, fear, arrogance. We are born. Our first experience in the world is insecurity. When you come from the womb out into the world, there is a reaction. And that reaction goes with you for the rest of your life, unless you overcome it. So you are then dealing with insecurity the rest of your life. It prevents you from going beyond your own boundaries to see truth. To see what truth is. We have to accept what truth is, not what we want it to be. Because what we seek is the comfort of life. The trick in life is to be comfortable with discomfort. Because it's the discomfort that causes you to get up off your butt and do something. If you weren't uncomfortable, we'd just sit and do nothing. And be like America in general. Pretty much overweight. Dull of thought. Dull of thought. Because we no longer have to cope with things with a large amount of things. We think we do, but we don't. You know, you don't have to go out and forage for food, basically. You know where it is. It's down the street at A&P or at Jewel or wherever. You know where it is. You don't have to know the land, which takes away a lot of information. You don't have to hide from the bear. Maybe the police, but not the bear. Okay. And he's pretty visible. He's got these blue lights and stuff, and he's kind of everywhere. So our thought processes are narrowed, and we become comfortable. Truth makes you think. That which created us is truth. That which we are is truth. Not what I think I am. Now, why is the world in the condition it is in? Because the dream is being created by fear, doubt, arrogance, insecurity. These are all the same thing, by the way. That is why. Intelligence, which is one of the threads of the fabric of that which created us all, and that runs through us all, would say, wait a minute, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. Let's solve this problem. This problem has elements to it. Let's solve this problem. Well, my God says this, your God says that, their God says the other, their God, their God. Who are you to speak for God when you look through your bullshit? Who is anyone? The truth is there. Now, what has happened is you got a bunch of people, self-serving people, who have put fuzz on that truth to make it palatable for themselves for whatever power they gain from it. And we've got a bunch of religions. There's only one truth. Look at it. Why are we having the problems we're having? The purpose of that truth is not to separate us, but to cause us to understand that we are the same people. Not only are we the same people, we are the same being. This will elevate us and lift us. We are the same being. We look at it as us and them, whoever us and them are, whoever we have chosen to make them. Whether we are misogynistic and we look at women as being them, or women look at men as being them, or if you're black, you look at them as being them, and if you're white, you look at them as being them, and if you're tall, you look at them, the short ones, as being them, and it's all just insanity. We don't understand the truth because we're not looking at the living book. You see, I don't care what color you are. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care what religion you are. You are me. And I know you. I know you because I know me. I see you because I'm honest with who I am. I'm honest with the asshole in me, therefore I can be honest with the asshole in you. Oh, you don't like it because I said asshole, asshole? That's because you're an asshole. Stop it. Stop it. See, we've got all these things we don't like. Why don't you like it? Why don't you why don't we look at what is being said as opposed to judging what is being said? When I have that judgment about it, I'm not hearing you. Let me tell you of the experience I have here. I said very clearly in the beginning of this whole thing, this is what we do and this is why we do it. Everyone must examine themselves and be honest with themselves about what they do and who they are. Doesn't happen. I get, well, Ananda, tell me. Okay, well, here you are. Why are you putting me down? You see, just ignored what was said in the first place. The reason why we don't see is because we're looking through our stuff. We're looking through our stuff. So the examination is your stuff. So when you ask me to tell you what your problem is, and I tell you, I'm not judging you. I'm doing your work for you. Which is wrong of me. I've now backed off of that. Like, you do your own work. Because that's the only way you're going to receive, one will receive the benefit of that work, is that you do it. If we go to the gym together, I can't lift your weights for you. If I lift your weights for you, then I get strong, and you're still not so strong. That doesn't make sense. We have to grow into God. We must go to God. God does not come to us. We must go to it. People sit around and wait to be chosen. No. You must choose it. It is just being itself. It realizes that it cannot choose you because you cannot understand. The only way you will understand is by choosing it, choosing a truth. I look at the physicist, the scientist. When I was the scientist, something was wrong. Something was missing. I had these questions that had to be answered because when I was a kid, certain things would happen and I saw certain things. And I asked questions, how could this be? And they would look at me like, that can't be. I don't believe that. Well, I wasn't asking you whether I had the experience or not. I know I had the experience. What I'm asking you is, how is it possible? But because you have an idea that this can or cannot be, you can't answer my question. So in my process of doing that, in coming through that, I kept running into these walls. Finally, I realized I had a base assumption. That base assumption was keeping me from having the answer. Oh. Now I see the physicists and I see them talking about the nature of the universe. They've only got a small part of it, but yet they say they've got solutions and on the verge of answering the whole question. You're going to be on the verge for a very long time because what you discount is you. What you discount is you. The idea is much too large for them to understand that the universe, you are not in the universe. The universe is in you. And you have that in your basic physics laws. It tells you. Your biomechanical tools tell you. Very simple thing. We've known a long time. I look at you. It is not you that I see. The light bounces off of something there, goes through my eye into my brain translates it and said it's you, but it's only a part. So what I'm seeing is the illusion and not the reality. Oh. Well, if that's the case, everything then is being made up in here. So the universe that you experience is not out here, but in here. We say space. I said, what is right there? Nothing. No, space. Space is something. Space is something. It's not nothing. It's like saying, what does a blind man see? Well, shadows. He's not blind. If he can see shadows, what does a blind man see? Nothing. So nothing is something. Wow. You know, that atom is here and not here. Where does it go? Well, it goes to the ends of the universe and back. Really? Well, where's the end of the universe? I don't know. Well, how do you know that's where it goes? Well, I agree that it goes to the end of the universe, but the end of the universe is right here. Just think, if you were on the other side over there, they'd be saying, where's the end of the universe? Over there. So you're over here saying, where's the end of the universe? It's over there. The end is right here, because things travel in and out of the space-time continuum and back in and out, because of the speed, the movement it moves at. So the universe this universe is a perception. So the universe does not exist with you in it. It exists within you. You think that this defines you, because that is what your biomechanical tools tell you. But if you really answer the question about you and about the Creator, you know that is not so. You know it is not so. But you have to go. See, you have to go on the trip. Otherwise, you're just standing there being afraid to go. Being afraid to find out for yourself. They say man cannot understand God. That's bullshit. Who said that? Man is God. Man has to understand himself. As I said over and over again, you're not going to go to some place called heaven and meet some guy called God. Hey, Kevin, I'm God. How you doing? How's the family? How's the wife? How's the kids? That's ridiculous. That's Walt Disney religion, headed by Goofy and Pluto and Mickey and Donald. No. We've got to open our minds to see what the truth is. That cannot be true. That cannot be true. The whole thing is happening within the Creator. The whole thing is happening within it. It cannot happen outside of it, because it is all that is. To think that it happens outside of it is a ridiculous thought. We give this ridiculous magic idea to it. Well, it can do anything. It can just go poof. Ridiculous. It does not violate its own laws. It does not violate its own laws. So it is up to the individual to come to it, because your eyes have been blinded by birth into a physical form. This is the fall from grace. This is what it means. This is what the fall from grace means. When you come from spirit into flesh. So that for the experience of flesh. For the experience of flesh. To have the experience to answer your own questions. But only to answer those questions. You want to live forever? Form does not live forever. Well, let's see now. I've had many heart attacks. So here's what we can't find a way to fix it. I'm going, David, you using that heart? See, if you stop, anytime you stop, can I have it? Okay. Kevin, I need a kidney. What can we do here, brother? Can you work with me? Okay. Trying to do something that can't be done. You're not going to live forever. You're not meant to live forever. You're meant to have the experience and learn and grow, because that is the way the whole moves forward. You're meant to have experiences and overcome those experiences, because that's what makes you grow. But in order to do that, you must have the proper question. One of the things I said when we first started this is the proper question is about you. Why is it I don't see? You go back to the story about these two kids born from these first two people, Adam and Eve. You look at the very simple translation, Cain and Abel. Cain. Translation, love of form. Abel, breath of God. Now read it. Love of form slaves breath of God. It's not about there were only two people on the earth and then these two guys, these two guys showed up. Well, it was only two guys, and now we complain about, at this time, a homosexuality. Well, and they were brothers. And somebody had a baby. Wait a minute. Where did the baby come from? Where did all these other people come from? There was one woman and three guys. It's a wonder we all don't have horns out the middle of our foreheads. If that were the case, what? Once again, Goofy rules the church. Can't be. It's a story about how love of this destroys the breath of God that you are, the breath of the Creator that you are. Because we no longer are seeing it, we're no longer experiencing it because we're covered with the idea of form. You're supposed to live in form, you're supposed to have some fun, you're supposed to do these things, that's why you have this stuff. It's like, what kind of God would give you a penis until you don't use it? Yet he put all these nerve endings in it so you can call his name all the time. Oh, God. Oh, God. What kind of crap is that? Think. We have to think. What are these people telling us? What are they telling us? They're telling us that they don't understand. A simple translation. A simple translation. When we don't go to the original translation, these stories were written so that certain people who understood could understand more. These stories were not written for the masses because they knew they couldn't grasp it. The issue then is, why is it I don't see and understand? Basically, because I have an opinion. You asked me the question. I've been asked, do you believe in God? No. Oh, then you're a heathen. No, you didn't ask the right question. The question is, do I know God? The answer would have been yes. See, you're messing around believing. Well, you can believe anything you want. You could believe that all of humanity came from a man, his wife, and his two sons. You can believe it, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Isn't it funny? Every time angels show up, some woman gets pregnant. That old 80-some-year-old woman pregnant. Angel of God showed up. Well, is that right? Yeah, I got to ask a question. Excuse me. I have a question. We have to have the right question. And the right question is, why don't I know? The answer basically is going to be because you don't want to give up what you think you know. You don't want to give up the comfort of your ignorance. As we would say, ignorance, but ignorance, the condition by which you don't know. To ignore the truth for the comfort of my belief. For the comfort of my belief. Yes, sir.
How do we know we're comfortable in that belief?
Because you won't change it.
But
You know how you
recognize it. How do you change it?
pay attention. Just pay attention and be honest with yourself. The only thing I had to do was be honest with myself. I knew my bullshit. Oh, I'd stand up and talk shit all day. I could talk. You know, I've been reading since I was 3 years old. I had every conversation you could imagine. Had it down pat. All out of the book. And I could talk that talk, and I knew deep down inside I did not know what I was talking about. I knew I didn't know. We know. See, that's the thing. We know, but we won't do better. It's like a person who's smoking cigarettes. They know the cigarette's not good for them. But they got every excuse. Oh, well, see, yeah. You know that piece of chocolate cake that you eating is going to kill you. But you see, I just got this sweet tooth. I just can't. We know. See what I'm saying? You know. All we have to do is look inside. We know when we're talking crap. We know. You just have to admit it. A lot of times we don't want to admit it, Kevin, because it makes us come down off of our high horse. But that's where we should be. It makes us humiliated from the word humbled. But see, we don't want to be down there. It's a very interesting thing. That's where God is. Down there. Not up here. Not up here. I'm sitting up here on my throne, all you peons. Well, that's what you're good for, being peed on. No. The humility. But we're afraid to be humble. We're afraid not to be masters. You know, when I associate in certain circles, it's master this and master that. I'm just me. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what all that means because I'm not sitting up here. Say, well, we're going to call you Grandmaster. I'm called Grandpa. My granddaughter called me Grandest Dad. I like that. Grandmaster? What have I mastered? Nothing. I haven't mastered anything. I stopped trying to master it and became it by allowing that to drop. I don't know. I don't know. The moment I began to say I don't know, I began to find out. We know. We know we're not this superhuman. We know. You know. You know? You know what I'm saying to you? All right. Pay attention to yourself. How do you want to change the world? Why do you want to change the world because you know how it's supposed to be. I know. I don't think so. I changed the world already. I changed that element of the world that made a difference. Me. I opened my eyes and stopped being afraid and went. And then I understood. Wow. Passed the Buddha on the road. Hey, Buddha, see you. Take care. That's about it. In that, there's no dropping down, yassa boss, yassa, yassa, yassa. No. There's no yassa boss in equality. Not even to God, because one and the same. We are all the same. You bow your ego to truth. But you must see it and you must bow to it. Let the come off of the high horse to just the truth. We're just people. And I don't mean that excuse, I'm just a human being. That's bullshit. That's denying that you need to do something about your crap. Well, I make mistakes. I'm only human. Get up off of that crap. You are going to make mistakes because there's a limitation in any system of belief that you have. That mistake that you make leads you from that system of belief to a larger system of belief, to a larger system of seeing, until finally one surrenders to the truth, to the absolute truth. Here is where we're not coming back to care what anyone says. Here. But we got that screwed up. We'll take our craziness and not listen to anyone else. That's not the point that we shouldn't be listening. The point where we shouldn't be listening is when you have understood what is in front of you. Now we are creating our dream, our reality, our truth in the way that we say we want to be it. You must be the world you want to see. Why don't they do better? No. Why don't I? See, I had to understand that I had to be the person that I found myself to be, regardless of what anyone else thought. I had to be, see, when I was a kid, I was the kindest, gentlest creature. And people would always say to me in the South, "You're too tender-hearted." I would cry, you know. Oh, you can't cry? Well, these tears are running out of my face. What do you mean I can't cry? I am crying. Oh, you're just too tender-hearted. So I learned to stifle my emotions, as all of you learn to stifle them because somebody said shut up or whatever. I learned not to be myself. And that night when this happened, I learned that it was all right to be myself. And that because I shed a tear doesn't mean I won't whip your ass. Why are you doing this to me? I want you to stop now. Okay? You all right? Pick up your eye and I'll get you to the emergency room. I have these stories all the time, and just how something came out of me the other day. I'm still trying to get to the gym when I can and that kind of thing. So I'm at the gym. It takes me all day. And there's a guy who's been on this machine for like 20 minutes, and he's just slumped over it. And I say to the guy, I don't know if this guy is sleeping or dead. You know, somebody better check him out. So he went over there, and he was sleeping, but he didn't get off. I wanted the machine. I wanted to do my abs. Because I do have an ab one. And I said to him in the kindest way possible, how many sets do you have left? He looked at me and he said, you want a piece of me? And I said, no, I want your whole ass. My man. I don't want a piece. I want all of it. It just came out of my mouth. I mean, it was like, who said that? This old guy can't be talking like that. Huh? He fist bumped me and he said, well, just let me do this set and you can have it. And I wasn't, I want your whole ass. I just said, well, you want a piece of me? Well, yeah, but I want your whole ass. Just like that. I mean, it wasn't, but it just came out. So what I'm saying is, even in gentleness and in kindness, you know, you don't get it twisted. There's a reality that says, I have to take care of myself. Okay? I don't have to do it angrily. But it's there. There's a balance in things. So don't try to be goody two-shoes. Don't try to be something you're not. I am what I am. I will take my cane and beat you profusely about your body and head. I am myself at its purest level. And this is where we need to be. I owe no apologies for that. We owe apologies for our craziness. We owe apologies for that. And I have apologized in my life for that. Come to yourself. Now hear me very well. Don't get off into your craziness and think you don't need to change. The change comes first, so that you really know who you are. You really know what the energy movement in your body is. Now you've been given a technique. When you feel whatever you feel, anger, frustration, whatever all that is, put your attention where you feel it in your body, because this is where the gestalt is. This is where the blocked energy is. Relax. And allow that energy to move. Once it moves, it feels good. It is like flowing water. Flowing water is pure. Dammed water is blocked. And the power of that dammed water is held back. Only when it begins to flow is there power. That will feel good. That will make you laugh. That will lighten you. But it takes time. It takes time to learn how to do it. But you must take every opportunity to understand that. You can't take it sometimes and sometimes not. React off of your craziness 90% of the time, and 10% of the time do the technique. Because the 90% of the time what you're doing is reinforcing block. Reinforcing that opinion that has you stuck in that place in the first place. What you want to do is open that block and be the way you were created to be. When you learn to do this and block your energy, that is not the way you were created to be. You don't have the energy of creation available to you when you are blocked. The energy of creation available to you. So you get little dribbles. Why isn't my life the way I wanted it to be? Because you're dribbling out the energy. All of creation starts with energy. That's why Albert Einstein's E equals MC squared opened up the universe to someone perhaps not ready to use it. Because what it says is mass and energy are the same thing. That's what it says. Mass is cooled down energy, which means it's moving less than it does in its natural state. You can bring it down by temperature or by stress, by the control of this. The control of it. It's not meant to be controlled. It's meant to be understood. And when you understand it, you have choices. You have choices. One of the reasons we can't get past our stuff, we want to control our mind. It doesn't exist. That's why we keep trying to control it and we can't control it. You have to understand it. Different than control. You see, when I understand, I have choice. Choice is what? That big F word. Freedom. Freedom. I have the freedom to be the God that I am. That's what I have. When I have choice. But if I don't have choice, I keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That is insanity. It's just insane to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, waiting on something else to happen. It ain't going to happen. So, what that technique does is it offers you not a solution, but another question. And the solution to that question will be the solution to the problem. You have to ask the question. A minute ago, I was feeling this way. What happened to it? Right question. Give you some previews here. Spoiler alert. Nothing happened to it. You just stopped focusing on it, which meant you stopped doing this. It's just a thought. It's just... There it goes. And if you don't reach out and grab hold, it'll keep going. Chances are it'll come back. But you have the choice every time it goes through. But if you don't answer the question, if you don't ask the question, you never get the answer to the question. This is the basis of everything. The basis. You know, sometimes I get questions that are related kind of in an off way. I realize it's not going to do anything, but I'll answer that question anyway. Because I want people to understand the result of getting it right. Once you get it right, you have the answer. But I'll be asked all manner of things. Explain this to me. Well, explain the physics of the universe to me. Okay, here you go. Here it is. Now, what good did that do you? None. Because you still don't know it. The way you know it is you will have to go and see for yourself. Now you understand. You have this broad base. Now you understand. Whoa. Yeah, I get it. And here you go across the universe, skipping away. Ah, yes, I got it. Yeah. Now you are capable. You. But see, when I answer the question for you, that doesn't make you capable. Doesn't make you capable at all. It's like mathematics. If I do your problems for you, you never learn to count. If I do your algebra for you, you never learned a very simple thing about algebra. Those letters equal any number. Just put a number in. It doesn't matter. It works out the same. It works out the same. It works out the same. Whatever the parameters are, it's just a formula. Once you understand that, you can plug anything into it that you need and get the right answer. It's the same thing with anything else. When you clear away the debris, when you see, oh, it is only a thought. It has no more power than I give it. It has no more meaning than I give it. You know, it's like the word nigger. Oh my God. They call me a nigger. They can't even say nigger on TV. They say the N-word. Like, you don't know what the N-word means. It means nigger. So, what's that Shakespeare said? A rose by any name? Okay. Now, if you're going to get upset, that doesn't mean you don't take care of your business. But if you're going to get upset inside because of that, look at whose word you're taking for that. You're taking the word of a moron. A person who would think that you are inferior to them by reason of your race. You gonna get mad with that idiot? He's mentally retarded. It's like Ernie Banks said, yeah, we all have bad days. Your day will get better. Go ahead on. The superior intellect is not disturbed by the lesser intellect. We see it for what it is. Now, that don't mean if you're going to come after me that I'm not going to deal with it. But see, I don't care why you messing with me. Don't mess with me. I don't care if you're messing with me because my skin is brown or black, or if you're messing with me because you don't like grits. I don't care. What I care about is you're messing with me. Back off. Because am I going to want a piece of you? No. I'm going to want all of you. Not because of your opinion, but because you're coming after me. You follow what I'm saying? There's a difference. There's a difference. We play these games. No, we don't need to play these games. We are adults. Let's deal with each other like that. You don't like me? Okay. I don't care about you one way or the other. I really don't. So what's your point? It's okay. Go ahead. It's all right because we understand that we are in a place, we are in an elementary school for the spirit. And like any elementary school playground, what happens? Kids fight. Kids fight. Now, some kids are bigger than others and bully others, but that's why they invented karate. To even the playing ground. Okay? When we come to understand that, everybody's not going to like me. I'm the sweetest, kindest guy you will ever meet. I'm just a nice guy. But you're not going to like that. The man Yahushua, he was a nice guy. What did they do to her? Let's nail him up on this tree and let's see what happens. Let's stick him in the side with a spear. Wow. Sure treat their gods bad down here. You know, you are not going to have the love of everyone. They don't know you. And they're not smart enough to know that they don't know you. You don't know them unless you pay attention. Unless you don't get angry, but you look right at them. You see them for who they are. Why? Because you've seen you for who you are. I was looking at a thing sometimes early this morning about snipers. Different opinions about snipers. And I thought about, I understand them. I've been there. I understand that attitude. So, when I will meet one, I'm not going to be angry with him. I understand. I understand what it's like to hate white people, because I hated white people. I understand people can hate me. I say hated. That's because of my anger and my frustration. My frustration turned to rage. And that rage made me wanted to kill every white person I saw. But I grew up and understood something. But that leaves me to understand, therefore we can come to a point where we, as far as I'm concerned, can talk about what we need to talk about. And we can deal with what we need to deal with. I didn't like women very well. Little girl hurt me when I was 9 years old. I cried for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. And I decided, them bitches, boy, And that's exactly what I said. Little girl hurt me when I was 9 years old. But you learn to look at yourself. I understand. I can look at people and see how they understand. I can look at people and see how they are what they are because of their experiences in this world. If you want to deal with that, we can deal with that. Like adult human beings. Everybody's not at the same place. And because I am not beneath anyone, you can't hurt my feelings by calling me a name. You can't hurt my feelings by doing anything. Well, I take that back. You hurt my feelings by being ignorant. That hurts my feelings. That hurts my feelings because the pain I feel is the pain I feel for you, for those who are that way. Yeah, that hurts because we are denying who we are. We're denying our birthright. That's painful. To see a human being suffer that way. To see a human being suffer through their anger and their frustration. To watch them suffer. Wow. And especially when they come to you and say, help me. And you say, okay, I'm going to help you. And they refuse your help. That's painful. And it becomes so painful because at some point in time you have to say, okay, get out, go into the world. And if you get one foot cut off, if that's not enough to make you stop and think, and you get the other one cut off, and you stop and think, then hobble on back this way. We can talk then. But until then, because they have got to come to the point where they ask the question. And sometimes this is what we have to do with our children. You know, everybody's been a child. And everybody knows how you are as a child. You have to grow. You know, we know that the human brain does not mature, the decision-making part of the brain, until after 25. So why are you expecting a mental giant at 14? There's no mental giant at 14, 15, 16, 20, 21. Okay. It develops, and then we start to change. We start to make decisions differently. We start to see that maybe mom and dad were a little bit smarter than we thought they were. And we start to see, wait a minute. It wasn't that I was smarter. It's that I wanted to get away and do what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted. Okay? I know, because I wanted to party all night and stay out all night and chase women and drink and smoke reefer. Oh, I had a good time. Yeah. But that was why I wanted to get away. I didn't want to get away to be a responsible human being. I wanted to yahoo! Okay? So we look back at ourselves and we look at what we see and we understand. We offer some advice. If they take it, they take it. If not, We also come to understand that each one has to grow in their time. And if they're not ready for information, then they have to go and get ready. It's not that difficult. The universe is simple if you look. The Creator or God or whatever word you want to use is really very simple. We make it complex because we want it our way. We want it to come to us. No? Look at the major religions. This is what it is. The people want God in their image. That's why the whole thing is stupid. You have to come to it for what it is. All is it. It is all. So why are we separating ourselves? Well, because, see, I think this way. Well, maybe it isn't God. Maybe it's you. All right, so we use that technique. And then we begin to feel differently. Now, you've got another technique that you have been given. Use your senses. Your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ears, your feelings. Pay attention. You know what this does? It takes you out of this. Because now you're in here thinking about all the crap. When you use your senses, you're here. You're more prone to live life consciously than unconsciously. When I'm in here, it's the same as being in this thing. I don't see. I don't see what's going on. Okay? You ever see the thing they show on TV where the guy walks into the swimming pool? Because he's... Help him get out. No. He got in there by himself. Let the lesson be learned. Pay attention.
It's 11:12.
11:12, okay. Let him learn the lesson of being alert. Live in life. Live in it. You have this center called your body dipped into this place that you've created. You created it and you're in it for a reason. Learn. Pay attention. Listen. Look. Smell the air. Taste. Feel. Pay attention to what's going on. How you are reacting to things. Why are you reacting to things the way you react to them? You see, that one technique, you go to that place where you feel the thing, relax and let the energy move, is just a part of that whole senses thing. It's just a part of it. But that is looking for the reasons why you can't see. The whole thing is to wake you up. You say, well, wow, I just don't wake up. Use your eyes. Use your ears. Listen. Don't judge. Listen. What do you hear? What do you see? You see, if you listen, your eyes will follow what you hear. I can be in a car with the windows rolled up. I can smell a drunk standing on the corner. I smell old whiskey. By the time I get to the next block, I can't hear worse shit. But use your biomechanical tools. Stay out of here so much. This is only a tool. Your brain is only a tool that you have given too much authority to. It's meant to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's meant to go, okay, if I put this with this, I'll get this. Yeah, okay. It's meant for those things, not for the sociological judgments that we make. Because, as we said, I think it was in the last lecture, there are all these cultures. You have an internal culture. You have a family culture. You have a group culture. You have a racial culture. You have a regional culture. You have a national culture. You have all these things in you. Let me listen and hear what's going on. Let me listen and hear what's going on. Are they really different? Are they really saying something different than what I am? Are they really? No, they're not. Okay. Let me not try to make up something to be. That is, if I am born and raised and cultivated right here, I speak English, I am an American. I'm an American. I'm not Hungarian. I'm an American of Hungarian descent. I'm an American of African descent. I'm an American of French descent because I do not speak that language. I am not a part of that thought process, the way those thoughts are put together. I am what I am. Right here. I am what I am, and I'm not going to try to be something else because that's just taking on another lie. Because what I am right here, right now, is a lie. I'm trying to get rid of that. To come down to what is natural within my being. To come down to what I came here as. And what I came here to be. And what I have always been and what I will forever be. The unnameable. I can only be it. And enjoy it. And love, because love is a part of the fabric of that being. Intelligence is a part of the fabric of that being. Love and intelligence, I must first find out what they are, what they mean. We say, I love you. Well, are you loving me, or are you having a chemical reaction to me? Because if you're loving me, you're not going to pull the crap that you pull. You're going to do what's best for you and for me. You have to first love you before you can love me. If you don't love you and treat you right, you're not going to love and treat me right. You're not going to do it. Because you're going to project yourself off on me. I am me. I am not you in that sense. Love you. Wow. What does that mean? Stop mistreating yourself. Stop. If I love me, I'm not going to make a spectacle of myself. If I love me, I'm not going to be frightened. If I love me, come on, going out here, yeah, I could die. But I love me enough to find out what is true. Will I be ostracized? Will I be out there by myself? Chances are. Johnny Mathis says, chances are. Yeah. But do you know what? Very few Buddhas at a time. Very few Christs at a time. because they stood out. They were not the herd, but they took the chance and went out on that limb. I took the chance and went out on that limb. And I knew when I stepped out there that I was alone. Yeah. And that I probably would be alone. I was always alone. I just had to accept it. Try to fit into the group. Try to fit into the herd. But what I found was a herd of people trying to fit into the herd. And no one had the courage to be themselves. The courage to be yourself. Your real self. What do you want? The choice is yours. The choice is yours. Okay? I'm not going to try to change you. I will tell you if you have asked the question, because I know I can't. I'm not going to go to any religious groups and try to change them. I have nothing to say to anybody on the street. They didn't ask me anything. You come here because you want to hear what I have to say, then I'll say it. It's not about me and my opinion. Opinions are stupid. And I don't intend to be a stupid man. Don't care about opinions. All I care about is what is true. Because that is the road that leads to peace. That is the road that leads to salvation. To be saved from myself. That's about all you can do. And I would like to thank you for your time. Enjoy. And I won't see you before the Super Bowl, so enjoy. And don't call on Super Bowl Sunday.